Welcome back to Good Day Stateland. We are at Code One Aviation with Nathan. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Good. Okay, so what's going on in here? What do you guys do here?
Well, we work on a lot of very exciting airplanes. These are Czechoslovakian L-39s that were imported in this country about 25 years ago. And our business services them, maintains them, upgrades them, builds them to the specifications that our customers are looking for.
And this is one of the only places that does this, right?
We are. We're probably the biggest location in the United States, or for that matter, the world, that does this level of work. We completely
so cool.
tear it down and rebuild the airplanes.
So, and here in Rockford, how long have you been here? How long has Code One Aviation existed?
Code One Aviation has just celebrated our 10-year anniversary. We've been working on these types of airplanes and warbirds for probably 20 plus years. Code One Aviation has grown quite significantly in the time that we've been involved in the airplanes and kind of raised the bar on the level of restoration and work that we do.
So we're actually going to meet some guys who do the work here and see, some planes at different stages of being restored.
Yes, we got a great group of guys that do a wonderful job of maintaining and modifying these airplanes. And I think you'll be excited to see the process that we go through.
All right, so now we're with Bruce. Tell us a little bit about what you do here.
Hello, I'm Bruce. I'm Director of Maintenance here at Code One Aviation. I've been doing this kind of work, working on military jets, working on ex-military jets, experimental aircraft for the last 30 years.
Okay, so when a customer brings an aircraft here, what's actually the process that happens?
Well, what the customer will do, he'll bring it in, he might have a plan of what he wants done to the aircraft. He might be here for an annual inspection, he might be here for general maintenance. There could also be modifications that need to be done to the aircraft, perhaps upgrades. They're what we call squawks or discrepancies with the aircraft. There's a lot of work that involves the inspections and the work that happens during a maintenance event. So what happens is the customer will come in, he'll say, I want to do X, Y, and Z on the jet. We'll schedule the event. We'll go through the work scope of what needs to be done, and then we'll kind of plan the event around that event on how it has to happen from start to finish. So the first thing the jet comes in, usually there's a pre-maintenance inspection on the jet. We have to do an inspection. We have to get to know the airplane, the scope of work involved. Maybe it came in with some unknown problems. And from that point, we'll go through the process of determining what has to be fixed, the order of things, and then at the end of it, it's the delivery and giving the jet back to the customer, with what he's asking for. Because we do a very wide range of work from just the smallest maintenance all the way up to the high level of restoration, modifications, and avionics installs.
All right, so now we're with Louie and David. So what do you guys do here? Louie, why don't you say?
Hello, my name is Louie. I'm the sheet metal specialist here at Code One Aviation. I'm responsible for a lot of the mods and upgrades here that we do, as well as the 731 engine conversion.
So that sounds pretty important.
Yes.
What about you, David?
I do cockpit restoration, so paint, fabricate new panels, whatever mods or upgrades are needed. Help out with that.
Are you guys like specialists in your own little divisions, right?
Yes.
Are there a lot of other people here who do what you do, or is it like
there's two in restoration, but the entire place is one big team.
That's awesome. All right, Chris, so what do you do with Code One Aviation?
So I work in the restoration department and do everything related to restoration of these aircraft. From the minute the airplane comes in the door, we're working close with the customers to get drawings of the cockpit, and then ultimately get the airplane completely disassembled and in the state you see it behind us.
That's a pretty big deal. There's a lot of wires in there.
Yep, there's a lot to be done. There's a lot of very fine details that we work with. I like to compare us to a hot rod shop, but for aircraft.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How did you get into this?
Well, really the right place at the right time, but I've always been in aviation. It's always interested me, and I happened to hook up with Code One Aviation about 10 years ago, and I've been with them ever since.
And I know that you guys are looking for more members to be a part of Code One Aviation.
Yes, we definitely are. We're looking to expand our team in all aspects: restoration, avionics, modifications, fabrication. So if you would like to apply, it's codeoneaviation.com/careers.
Coming up next on GDS, we are kicking off Pet Week with a puppy. Don't go anywhere.